Hi, hello, and welcome. I am me, you are you, this is a YouTube video, and we are on the internet. Just kidding. It gets boring to say the same intro every time, so figure I'd spice it up. But thanks for clicking on my video. Today, I'd like to show you a funny little happenstance that I noticed not too long ago when I was live streaming a pipe bomb challenge run. What do I mean by a pipe bomb challenge? Playing as Karin, I was trying to see if I could make it through the entire game using only pipe bombs to attack. Of course, I had to do a save edit at the very beginning of the game to gift myself them, but I thought it was a fun little way to spice things up and also to explore the mechanics of the game. The rules of the challenge run would be, I would use a save edit to gift myself unlimited pipe bombs, but I couldn't recruit anybody into my party, I couldn't use any melee or guns in combat, guns were only usable in the overworld, and no magic spells. So what I was kind of going for was a super spy reinterpretation of Karin, where she had access to unlimited explosives and guns, but nothing else. And things got particularly interesting when we got to Sergo. A quick note, I do tend to refer to him as Sergo, but his name is technically Rancid the Sergal. For some reason my brain just remembered it that way. You see, you can actually fight Sergo twice. The first time is mandatory when you're going underneath the Church of Almer in the secret passage that leads to the Moon Tower and the museum. After that, if you return to the forest in the outskirts of Prehevil, you can actually find him after he has struck down one of Venushka's demigods and fight him one more time to the death. The interesting thing to note is that if he's lost any limbs in the first encounter, he'll carry over that damage into the second encounter. So if you take out one of his arms in the first fight, he won't have it in the second fight. But we'll see how that plays out in a few minutes. I will eventually have a full video on this challenge run with Karin, as you might be able to surmise from the footage once I'm able to finish the run. I did run into some roadblocks with Moonless and Rare, but in the meanwhile, I wanted to put this out real quick. So traveling through the secret tunnel underneath the Church of Almer, we arrive at this massive statue and notice two eyes glaring down on us, and that's Rancid the Sergal that we've seen around the city. A creature from the bleak land of Vinland, holding a Sergo spear in each hand. His namesake is one of the first content creators that brought a lot of attention to Fear and Hunger, so this character is named after him. In combat, he introduces himself as Mataneko Kone Magnificat. That is my name, the last name you'll hear before heads start to roll. My blood is rushing wild. Let's howl while we slice each other to pieces. A Sergo never backs down from a chance to bask in euphoric mutilation. Using the persuade and diplomacy skill, Karin replies, "I'm not a warrior, there is no challenge to be had here." To which Rancid replies, "Not a warrior? With that much begging and pleading, you're just a spineless worm." No matter, a warrior or a worm, both falter under my spear. Let's get this over with fast then. The Sergo becomes reckless. Looks like the beast is trying to end the fight quickly. Following the rules of the challenge run, the only available move for Karin here is to use a pipe bomb, which delivers roughly 400 points of damage to both legs, both arms, the torso, the head. Rancid will counterattack with one strike per arm, delivering up to about 25 points of damage each time. I am using arm guards, so arm dismemberment won't be a risk. A second pipe bomb delivers enough damage to disable both of Rancid's legs, but he'll keep fighting until he loses one of his arms. Luck is on our side and he misses a lot of his attacks. With his legs out, he loses his balance and his head is now vulnerable. Third pipe bomb delivers more damage, but not enough to disable any of his limbs. His next couple of hits connect, so I'll need to take a turn to heal up. Fortunately, I have enough mixed herbs on hand. But Rancid's next two attacks connect, and my health is drained just as fast as I filled it. So I figure the HP on his arms must be getting low, so I decide to push my luck and take a risk, and instead of healing, I throw a pipe bomb, thinking it will end the fight. And it didn't, and he retaliated, and somehow he missed both times. "My blood is rushing wild, wild, wild," he exclaims. Rancid initiates a coin flip attack, but fortunately I do have some lucky coins on hand. Having learned nothing, I tell myself You know, I bet you the HP on his arms must be getting low, so I decide to throw another pipe bomb. This time, the pipe bomb attack takes out both of his arms and ends the fight. And this is where it gets interesting. Remember at the beginning of the video where I said any limb loss on his behalf is carried over to the second fight? Well, the game wasn't exactly designed around you having unlimited pipe bombs. And this is where things took a silly turn. After the first encounter, if you head back towards where you started the game in the Maiden Forest, near the entrance to the bunker where you recruit Abella, you can find this decapitated servant of Venushka. Right before Rancid makes an appearance, dropping in from above, just like before. And like before, he's still aching for a fight. And this is the part for references to Monty Python's Holy Grail. Rancid the Sergal challenges you to a rematch, even though he's lost every limb. The rematch starts and Rancid yells out round 2. As soon as the fight starts, Rancid loses his balance. The only parts of him that are targetable are the head and the torso, both of which have a couple of thousand HP. So what followed was Karin just lobbing pipe bomb after pipe bomb after pipe bomb at Sergo. Let me just speed it up a little bit because it did take a second. But after 5 or 6 pipe bombs, down he went. Beating Sergo the second time has limited benefits. The only thing it really gets you is a second Sergo spear, which is only useful if you're using one already and have somebody else in the party that wants to use one. But I do think it's kinda cool that there's a second secret encounter with Rancid. Another fun encounter from this run-through I wanted to talk about is fighting the Tormented One with pipe bombs. I get the feeling that it's not as common knowledge that you can fight the Tormented One in Fear and Hunger 2. But I do think his being in the game is an awesome throwback to the first one. The Tormented One, Ranshambara, one of the 4 new gods that is the center of the first game, can be summoned by offering the dead crow at an imperfect ritual circle. And much like the encounter in the first game, when he makes his appearance, he doesn't talk, he doesn't emote, he just calmly makes his way towards you. Karin's attempts at persuasion and diplomacy are wasted on him. I don't know why, I'm very entertained about the idea of using modern improvised explosives to go up against the Tormented One. Unlike the encounter with him in the first game, or the fight against the Heartless One, encountering him in Fear and Hunger 2 Termina, he doesn't actually pose that big of a challenge. He only has one phase and initially can only attack you with his pummel attacks, though after a few turns he does sprout the Chains of Torment, which gives him some additional attacks. His arms don't have as much HP as some of the other bosses like the Machine God or the Heartless One, so it only takes a few pipe bombs before his arms are disabled, and that leaves him only the Chains of Torment to attack me with. But continuing to heal and lob pipe bombs as a Tormented One, it doesn't take too many more turns before the fight is over. And this curious little encounter with the new god is over with. You don't get anything out of the fight, he doesn't drop anything, and there's no lore to be learned. But it's still fun to see our old friend Shambara. And with that, we conclude our video for today. I just wanted to share these 2 curious encounters with you, and how much fun we had just playing around with pipe bombs. I hope you're well, thank you very much for watching, take care, and I'll see you later. Bye.